about one of the biggest killers in our country. And actually, I do quite a bit of talking and writing on this subject, and that's stress. And every day I'm trying, and I have been trying for the last 20 plus 30 years, whatever, to help people minimize stress. 85% of our chronic disease states have a stress component, and then the disease state itself causes stress. So there is a lot to down-regulating and keeping control of stress. If you can't control your stressors, at least optimize your body's ability to handle them. But that's a different topic. I want to give you a little caveat that I've kind of fell into over the last few years that's really working well for me. And it's worked well for a few of my patients that I pass this on to. And that is, and give me a second because I'll explain in detail, that is ignore all the news and politics from around the world completely. Don't get the paper. Don't watch the news. Don't watch the morning show. Don't watch the news. Now you may say, well, that's stupid, you moron. You got to be aware of what's going on in your surrounding, what's going on with the world and whatnot. But I tell you, if you're like me, that stuff stresses me out. It gets me fired up to hear political people go back and forth like a tennis game with rockets. It drives me crazy to hear the state of the world because it's so negative, negative, negative. It puts me in a negative mindset, raising my cortisol and causing my body to deteriorate and get stressed. So here's how to do that and still be attuned to what's going on. Find yourself a mediator. Find someone who doesn't get stressed and doesn't get all worked up hearing the news, who doesn't take it negatively, that can be your informant, someone that can share what's going on, that's relevant to you and to them. This person needs to have a couple quality traits. One, they can't bother them like it bothers you, because then you'll just be an emotional disaster, unless perhaps you're discussing it over a beer and calm you both down with a little bit of alcohol. But they need to be very non-bothered, for lack of better words, by the negativity in the news. Number two, they should probably lean toward your political and general life stance. You don't want to be a hardcore conservative and have a liberal be your filter. It might not work as well. Our whole goal here is to lower stress, not make a claim on who's right or wrong. So that person needs to also be able to know what's important to you. So someone close to you, someone you work with all the time, a family member, someone that understands what's important to you, and have them share with you the news. I do this. I do not have a TV at home. We have TV to watch movies, but we do not get a single channel, nor have I ever since I left my parents' house at a young age. I don't get the paper, even though I write for a number of papers around the country. My eyes flash on Yahoo News when I pull up my search engine to get to my email. I try my best to avoid it. Sometimes my eyes get it and I get a little spike in cortisol and I ignore it, but I do my best not to read it. I have all my news, world information, filtered through my business partner. We have the same religious beliefs, we have the same political beliefs, we have the same filters. He is not bothered at all by the news or the events of the world. He does not get bothered whatsoever. He can sit and watch news all day long, and he's the type to sit and flip between Fox and CNN and CNBC and go back and forth to hear the different views. Doesn't bother him a bit. So he shares with me the information he thinks I would find pertinent and important to my world. Hearing it from him, no rise in cortisol. It doesn't stress me out. So I can stay abreast to all the different activities and things going on in the world that may be important for me and my family, but I'm not causing stress by doing so. So I'd encourage you to give it a try. If you're the type that just gets all fired up by listening to world events and news, or even radio shows like Glenn Beck or Rush Limbaugh or anybody, if you just get fired up by listening to that stuff, find yourself a filter so you can lower your stress and therefore stay healthier.